Hi, this is Terry. Today is March 12, 2023. Today is actually the start of daylight savings time over here. So today I want to share something new with you. My husband got me this new audio device. So hopefully you guys can hear me a lot better and it drowns out the background noises that I've been experiencing, like the dogs barking, the AC unit in front of me here, and just all the different sounds that are in the background. So I'm hoping that this audio device will work a lot better in drowning all the background noise. But that means you get to hear all the mistakes I make in talking really well as well. So anyway, I'm going to apologize 100 times if I'm making any grammar errors and things like that, because I know I make it on a regular or make them on a regular basis like I'm talking right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So today's topic is on what I've learned since I've been gardening here since 2019. So it's been going on, this is my 4th year. So I'm hoping that by making this video, you'll be able to learn um, what I've learned, the mistakes that I made, and things like that. Year 1 and year 2 definitely was a honeymoon period for me. You're excited about getting all the different kinds of plants in the ground and watching them grow. And then year 3, last year, I think it was a really good year for me as a new gardener to just look at all the things I put in the garden already and just kind of reevaluated everything as far as like, was this a good plant to be here? Was this a good plant to be there? And just, I was moving a lot of plants around, transplanting from one spot to another because I wasn't happy with how the plants were doing and that sort of things. So last year with the prices of plants being higher, I was very conscious of what I was buying, and I didn't want to buy plants that I really didn't need. So that was last year. And then I also started paying more attention to how plants were doing. Like last year we got, I cannot recall, but we definitely got like a few days of freezing temperatures like earlier in the spring, or not even in the spring. And I remember my blueberry, I have 2 blueberry plants and I didn't cover them or anything like that. And of course, they got hit, probably got maybe 2 or 3 blueberry fruits to actually taste. But so that was a lesson that I learned. Tuesday and Wednesday we're expected to get freezing temperatures, so I'm going to be covering the blueberry because I want to protect the blooms. And then also I remember my bleeding heart plant, it died too. I never got to see the blooms. So all of last year I don't remember seeing, um, you know, I yeah, I can't remember if I even saw the foliages. Um, this year, I just saw some bloom, so I'm going to be protecting that as well. And also, yeah, I think this year, anything that I think I want to save, I'm going to be very smart about it, and I'm going to try to protect those. Since I knew from last year, because I didn't cover my blueberry, I didn't get any harvest, just maybe the 2 or 3 that I just mentioned of the fruits. So I'm going to protect that for sure. So that's what I learned last year. And then this year, what I'm also not going to do is I'm not going to be pruning or cleaning my garden until essentially after the last frost. And it would help you to know what your last frost date is, or the average frost date in your area. Mine is going to be around April 15th or so. So I'm going to wait for as long as I can. So if you've been following me, you know that I intentionally left the lemongrass leaves like that on purpose because I want to protect the core of the plant. Last year, late April was when I pruned the leaves back. So I'm going to wait until around that time again. I'm not going to be excited about spring like I used to, like the previous maybe 2019, 2020. 2021, I was so excited about, just trying to get everything all pretty up. And, you see it on YouTube videos, you see it on Instagram that people are cleaning up their garden in the spring, and you just get the bug. You just want your garden to look pretty too. So this year I am trying to be a good student of my garden, and I'm just going to pay attention to how things are doing. And I know that I have my sedum, Autumn Joy sedum. They are pushing new growth right now, and I'm hoping that they're not going to get hit. I might cover them, or I might just try covering maybe one or two just to see how hardy they are. I'm not cutting the the top blooms yet that are supposed to be cut, so I'm going to wait on cutting those as well. Same thing with my rainbow Scott euphorbia. I know I'm supposed to cut the top, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to let it do what it's doing right now. My Dusty Millers are the same thing. They look really ugly right now. But, like they're such an eyesore. But I see new growth, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm hoping that the old growth, would somehow would protect the new growth when I'm getting the freezing temperatures coming up. And I'm going to worry about that in when April comes. And we're getting some rain. I don't think my device is waterproof, so I'm gonna try to finish up here as fast as I can. Um, and yeah, so this year I'm really paying attention to my garden. I'm really trying to be a good student of my garden and just not get enticed by what other people are doing, and just focus on what um, my garden is doing. And I hope that you would do the same for your garden. Now, if you want to, and if you want to experiment, that's totally fine, because I did that too. I went through the same thing. And sometimes you just have to just, make mistakes to learn from your mistakes. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I know there's just plants, you learn from doing dumb things sometimes. So I would, yeah, but if you can at all help it, I would wait until your last average frost to do any major gardening cleaning. If you have to prune something that's dead or whatever, then of course go ahead and do those. But otherwise, just take some time and just relax, and maybe wait. You could work on your hardscapes and things like that. Just know that in the beginning, you get that honeymoon stage of, gardening, or anything that any kind of hobby that you're into. You're so into it, you learn so much information, here and there, everywhere. And then sometimes you're not able to process everything until maybe you've given yourself some time, or it just takes time for you to just kind of process everything. I know that in my experience, I just needed to go through all the different stages first to finally get to the stage where I feel more comfortable. My plants are big enough that I can just kind of watch them and see how they're doing. Anyway, I think that's it. So yeah, just be a good student of your garden, and try not to, be excited because somebody else is doing it and you want to do it too. Just look at your own garden and learn from it. I hope you learned from today's video, my experience with what it's like in the beginning. You go through that honeymoon stage, and then you start thinking more about what you're doing, and then finally you get to a stage right now where I'm being a good student of my own garden. I'm just watching everything, see how everything reacts to the temperatures, and then being smart about it. I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please write them down below. And again, I hope you found this video helpful. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye.